Today I have a pretty fun video here, and it's going to be working off of the potato chip block, which is a very popular block on YouTube these days. And this one is all about the fabric choices. And so what I will be using for this is I will be doing stripes, and I have a few different stripes that I can use here. And so this happens to be one of them. I already went through and I cut all the chips that I needed, and plus a little bit extra. And then I also used up the rest of the fabric for another project that's going to be coming up where I use this fabric, and that's going to be pretty cool. But this one, I happen to have still a bit of it left. And so basically for this, what you want to do is you want to have stripes that are going in both directions. And so I would want to have a 4.5-inch strip here. And so I'm not going to cut it because, like I said, I've already cut out all my chips. But I'd have a 4.5-inch strip here. And that will yield me this kind of stripe here where it's kind of like a vertical stripe. And then I would also want to have these stripes where it's at 2.5-inch, and that will yield me stripes that are like this, so it'd be like a horizontal or landscape type of a stripe. And what I have here is I have 12-inch yardage cuts, and so what I'm able to do with that is I'm able to get my stripes cut in both of these orientations here. I have all of these stripes that are right here, they're ready to go. And I can just start going through, and I have my stripes that are in the vertical orientation and the stripe sets that are in the horizontal orientation. And I can just put these stripes together. And so I'm going to make these up to where these blocks are going to be all one orientation within that block. And then I can make up the other block the other way. So I have these all nice and pressed now. That was the first block, and here is the second block. And I need a total of 10 of these because I am making up a table runner. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just putting these in to where I don't have to have any matching seams, so I can just rotate them 90 degrees on every other thing. And that works out really well. And I'm also alternating that orientation of the stripe there, as you can see. And I think it just gives it a little bit more of a visual interest. And so just two at a time, I sew these. I actually prefer to do it that way instead of sewing like all five of them in a row and then the other five in a row and having to have a really long seam. I find that this way I can just keep a lot more accuracy in the case of these small projects. And so all I have to do is just keep sewing these up, and I will end up with a finished runner. Okay, so I have all 10 of those blocks put together, and I have it all made up, and it ended up looking like this. I think this has turned out very, very nicely. It's got all of these nice autumn kind of tones to it. Even though it's 6 fabrics, this actually looks like it's a lot more than 6 fabrics. I hope this is a way for you to reconsider this classic block and to think about fabric choice. Fabric choice can make all the difference with turning this block from something that might be kind of routine into something that dazzles pretty well.